We're going to talk Colts Net Cougar football with head football coach Matt Ahern and senior outside linebacker and should I say utility because you do tight end, you play running back. Can you throw a football too? Or is that part of the game plan? Don't say it, Will. Don't say it. I'll witness it, though. But Will Sturdez, Will and Coach Ahern, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, good. I'm going to keep it quick. I want to get you guys in and out. I think you have practice later tonight. Coach, before we get on, your parents group, and I don't know if it's a booster or whatever, it's fantastic. Not only to you, but to me and the Sure Football Report. They've been awesome with messaging and following all our stuff. And when I went to your game against Freehold Township, made me feel real good that at least we're doing the right thing, going in the right direction. Fantastic, Coach. How important is it to have a very supportive parents group?
It's great to have their support. You know, they are very good. They really help the kids out, buying equipment that we can't afford from the school or that we need extra stuff. So they're doing a great job, and they're always very supportive, in the stands, outside, doing pasta parties and stuff.
Oh,
they're great. Yeah. Some of the food is outstanding.
Yeah. And
I should say all of the food.
Yeah. Well, Will, some of us coaches put on 3 pounds a week from the parents' food that they give out, right? Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, how great. I mean, you probably don't appreciate it right now, but later on, you look back on it, the parents on what they do are the backbone to the program. They really are. And how special is it, when they're cheering for you and then they're feeding you and then giving you all the praises after the game? How great is that feeling?
It's awesome just knowing we have a support base like that, that they go out of their way, take time out of their day to support us, all the kids on the team. It's really great to see them just out there every week supporting us.
I witnessed it when you played Freehold Township, when you guys came off the field, and they're just positive people, and that's huge. And I shouldn't be surprised, Coach, because where you are now, the state of your program, you're 4-1, you're number 11 ranked in the coaches' top 20 that just came out. You're riding a 4-game winning streak, you guys. You're first place in the Constitution Division, and if you are able to beat Howell, you'll clinch at least a tie for the division. That is great. Coach, is that where you envision you guys being after 5 games?
Oh, you always want to do your best, and we've been cautiously optimistic throughout the summer and the off season, coming into the year. So, we're happy with where we're at, but it's all about being 1-0 this week. That's all we're worried about right now.
Awesome. Now, Will, I want to get into, before we get into other things, the unsung heroes, and I call them the linemen, the ATM. We used to call them all that matter guys. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen. They don't get a lot of hype until I'm going to give you a little preview. They're going to get a lot of hype in the All-Star teams this year, guaranteed. You got some dudes up front. I want to hear some of the names of those offensive linemen and defensive linemen that make you guys look good.
Some of the offensive linemen that really get us the 300 yards rushing or 200 yards rushing game. Shea Bresnahan, a great center. I've never seen a kid snap a ball that fast, to be honest. JJ Cifelli, great offensive lineman, great kid. Albert Yodakis, another young player who's going to be really great for the program. On defense, Dean Collier, one of the hardest workers I've ever met. My brother Sam Sturdez, it's awesome just playing behind him. We call him Mr. Fundamentals just because he knows exactly what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And then obviously we have Charlie Whale and Matt Liggio, who are just awesome. Everyone knows them. And Eric Lorero at the other D ends and Anthony Lombardi. So we really just got a complete package on the offense and D-line, which is what Colts Neck football is all about.
And Coach is definitely going to vouch for this, and good character kids. Good character.
Great character kids. And it starts with the parents and it goes down to the kids. And, so you could see that,
Well, you're not doing a bad job yourself, Coach Ahern. And talking about yourself in the program, that tradition never graduates. And we talked about this earlier. You graduated some very good football players going into this season. We talked that you had some good key players, Will included, in that stuff. But you had to fill in those holes. And you were kind of cautiously optimistic, but you knew you had a good team coming in potentially. You're 25-8 the last four years. And, Coach, I'm just throwing out facts. I know you don't like talking about this, so I will. 25-8 the last 4 years. You got to be proud of that consistency that you're doing. That's one of the winningest programs in the last 4 years, Coach. How proud is it a view of those accomplishments so far?
Yeah, it's a tribute to the kids and who's come through the doors the last couple of years, and getting that kind of record, and then moving on obviously to this year. These guys are upholding the tradition, the new tradition that we're starting here. So it's great to see.
Well, you don't realize it until later on when somebody like me talks about it. But 25-8, you were a young freshman and sophomore in a program at one time, just like you have in your program right now. Did you have anybody that you looked up to that said, "Hey, I'm going to do that when I'm a senior"?
Definitely. I just remember the last game of the season when I was a freshman, just hearing Tom Leadondici talk to us young kids on how we have to hold ourselves to a higher expectation, how we have to keep working to make this program to the next level. And those seniors really set the foundation for all of us.
Well, whatever you're doing it right. I saw it in person. Coach, your championship philosophy is working, and I love it. I love it because, good run game, very good defense, and special teams that works in a positive way every game. That's a championship caliber team right there. And I saw it 2 weeks ago to perfection. Let's talk about the defense, though. And I'm going to be a little selfish. I have a guy, Coach Norman, that is your D coordinator, that was my coach many, many moons ago. Tell me something about him that maybe I don't know or other people might know about him as a coach.
I don't think there's much that I could tell that I want to tell, actually, but he does a great job every week getting the guys in a position to be successful. Getting a game plan together that's going to put us in the right position. So Norman does a great job, but I'd be remiss actually not to mention our special teams as well, Coach Balafrone. We really put an emphasis on special teams and making sure that we're ready to play that all the time. So defense and special teams are huge for us, as well as a run game, and the passing game is obviously important, and we got to get that going again. But high school football is won and lost in the trenches, and that's what we're trying to do.
Now, Will, I was a coach for many years, and players would elevate sometimes when we said we're doing offense or defense first. Is there a certain part of practices that you want to go first and it gets the guys juiced up? Maybe it's a certain drill, maybe it's a phase of the game, maybe special teams. Is there one thing that gets you guys juiced up? Maybe you have something that you do every week?
One thing everyone loves, inside drill.
God.
That's the drill. Everyone, we get to go full speed. We get to have fun. We get to learn how to play the run defense or offensive inside drill. We learn how to exactly play against the type of fronts we're going against, and that's the drill everyone gets going. That's how we get ready that's how we get excited for practice. Now we have inside drill that day.
I'm sure you got to tone it down because you got some dudes going on both sides going at each other, right? Yeah, Coach, you go best on best when you do inside?
We try to, yes.
Jesus, I'd love to see that.
Not for every play, but as much as we can.
It's called quick whistle. Yeah, you do all the hitting on game day instead. But Coach, we talked over the summer on the preview show that you loved your team. You got quality returners. Who's going to step up? All those questions have been answered. You're 4-1. Now you're playing Howell, a big game Saturday. Tell me something. Is it a big game for your program, or is it just another game on your schedule?
Like we tell these guys every week, every game is a big game. In high school football, you don't have too many games, so you're not going to have a fifth, a sixth, a seventh year where you can keep going. So every game's a big game, but this game is especially big because it is a rival. It's within our district, the Freehold Regional District, and a lot of the guys know each other. So it is a big rivalry and it's a big game. So we got to show up this week.
Yeah, Will, that's the key word, rivalry. You're playing Howell. My question to you is, do you know the Howell players maybe a little bit more than maybe another Brick Memorial or whatever team out there? When you say rivalry, do you bump into each other maybe when you go shopping or you go to the local fast food restaurants?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those type of rivalries. Everyone knows everyone on that field. Most of the kids grew up with each other. We played football with each other. We hang out outside of school with each other. So it's one of those just competitive environments you love in high school football.
Coach, now Howell comes in 3-2, high expectations, a lot of returners, lost a lot of games last year by a couple points, and they're kind of trying to make up for it this year, which they are. Tell me something about Howell that somebody else might not know about their team makeup without giving out a game plan.
Yeah. Obviously, they have those trees out on the edge. You know,
Oh,
the
yeah.
receivers that they have big guys. So those guys are going to be tough to go against. But a lot of people don't talk about their defense, and their defense is very
Right.
good. You know, Coach Hill Jr. is doing a great job over there, getting those guys in position, getting them to play and run to the football. So, you know, everybody wants to talk about the big guys and the tall receivers and whatnot. And we're definitely, you know, focusing on them, but we also got to worry about their defense too.
Agree. Yep. Good point. Say, Will, I'm interested. I mean, you got Howell, who likes to kind of throw the football and do all this. You're a very good, fundamentally sound defensive team. You're going to run the football, hopefully frustrate them on the other side so they don't get the ball. I mean, are you focusing on that as your philosophy for this game, or do you guys think that you create other matchups that might be beneficial to you guys?
Each game, we try to find which matchup is the best for us, but it all comes down to who wins in the trenches. Like that's our philosophy every week. We want to pound the rock, and that's our biggest win every week. So that's gonna be our philosophy this week.
Awesome. I'm going to end it with this. Advantages. Us coaches, we try and create advantages. We want to change our schemes. If somebody's running our offense, we want to change it in the offseason, be more pistol or whatever, or the culture. But you play Friday, Saturdays, okay? Mostly Saturdays, right, Coach, on home games. Do you guys think that it's an advantage to play Saturday games opposed to Friday?
I think it might be. Within our district, we have a lot of teams that do play on Saturdays as their home, so it's not that big of an advantage. But for us, sometimes it could be an advantage, you know, because it's a whole different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Waking up on a Saturday, coming in, and you know, getting ready to go. So you know, we enjoy it. That's us now. So that's what we like to do.
It's definitely different. I mean, if you're focused on Friday nights, you got to wake up one more day and worry about Friday nights. Nobody gets in trouble or does all that stuff. As a coach, you always get nervous. Will, do you prefer Friday or Saturday games?
I personally love Saturday morning games.
Good.
It gets my mind right. I get to visualize what's going to happen the night before, and you know, while I'm in school, I'm not thinking about a Friday night game. I'm thinking about, you know, how I'm going to do on this test, and then I got practice, which is where I get to think about how I'm going to play in the next game. So it just gives me more time to stay focused in school and stay focused on the game.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to make a prediction. This Saturday is going to be a big game for everybody in the Shore because their eyes are going to be on you guys and Howell. So I want to thank you guys for coming on the show and wishing you guys the very best in a big Saturday football game, not only for you guys, but for Howell in a key Constitution division game. Coach, thank you for coming on the show.